But godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into the world, and we could take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we will be content with that. People who want to get rich fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people, eager for money, have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. I know you want money. I know you want to have a big bank account. I know you want to be rich. I know you want to be able to do whatever you want. But your thinking is wrong. You don't have the right mindset. You're thinking in scarcity. You're thinking with the wrong motives. You're not thinking about money as if serving God. You're thinking about money as if you're part of this world. But it says here in 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse 6, it says, godliness with contentment is great gain, for we brought nothing into the world, and we can take nothing out of it. But if we have food and clothing, we'll be content with that. So the point that he's trying to make in 1 Timothy is that first learn to have godliness with contentment. So learn to be obedient to God and be content with what you have. Learn to be obedient to God as if not serving man, but as if you're serving God. When you're serving God, the money will come. When you're serving God, you'll be able to present yourself to everybody at the highest level possible so that you can command the most amount of money. So that you can't command, and this is no disrespect, so that you're not going to command money as if you're working as a janitor at a local school district. Again, no disrespect if you're watching this and if you're a janitor. But you want to think big, but you don't want to think from a worldly perspective. From the perspective of the people in verse 9 that want to get rich, that fall into temptation and a trap, and into many foolish and harmful desires that plunge men into ruin and destruction. They think about the money. They think about the desires of what they can have, what they can get. And it's Satan that's controlling their mind. They don't have any godliness. They don't have any godliness with contentment. They have all the wrong motives. Therefore, they get nothing. Now, trust me, there's a lot of evil people out there, and I've met them, a lot of wealthy people out there that do not have any kind of godliness or godliness with contentment, and they have all kinds of money. And I can't control that, and you can't control that. And for whatever reason, they just happen to come into money because they have a lot of selfish ambition. They're willing to screw over anybody and anything to get it. Or they were just smart and they figured out the game, and they were diligent, and they built it up little by little, or they had a great idea, and they brought something to market, because your network is your net worth, and they were able to network with a lot of people, and there's their net worth, and they made money. So not every person out there that has a lot of money is evil or is bad people. But what I'm talking about here is godliness with contentment is great gain. First, as believers, as people that are following God, as people who are disciples of Christ, who are believers in Christ, who are servants of Christ, focused on the mission. For you, godliness with contentment is great gain. That is true richness. Because there's a lot of people out there that have a lot of money, and just because they have a lot of money, they could die tomorrow and they don't have Christ. They're not saved. They are not going to the kingdom of heaven. They are not good people. There's nobody that's good. You're either saved or you're not saved. There's no in between. There's no gray area. You're either in the light and you're doing God's will, or you're in the darkness. You've either repented and you're saved and you've been baptized, or you're not with God, or you're in the darkness. Verse 10, for the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. Some people eager for money have wandered from the faith and pierced themselves with many griefs. Where's your focus? What are you committed to? Are you committed to trying to just make a lot of money? And you're going about it all the wrong ways? Or are you focused on, first and foremost, godliness with contentment, making good decisions day after day, and utilizing that godliness with contentment by putting God first and being content with what you have. And anything that comes after that, any excess, that's just a blessing from God, from good decisions that you made, and from being disciplined and having godliness with contentment. Knowing that no matter how much you've been able to amass, you brought nothing into the world and you can take nothing out of it. But if you have the food, the clothing, the roof over your head, be content with that. But don't be content and don't have the focus of wanting to get rich and to fall into the temptation and the trap that's going to plunge you into many harmful and foolish desires. Hebrews chapter 13, verses 5 to 6. Keep your lives free from the love of money and be content with what you have, because God has said, never will I leave you, never will I forsake you. So we say with confidence, the Lord is my helper, I will not be afraid. What can man do to me? Man can do nothing to you. You know, there's people out there that say that God helps those that helps themselves. That's true. But God is greater than anything that man can ever do. And your faith in God and your faith in what you can do is greater than anything that you can do physically day after day. Give everything to God. God, solve this problem. But it takes the renewing of your mind. It takes the change of mindset. It takes from having your life free from the love of money and being content with what you have. From making good decisions. By putting God first. By being content with what you have. By having good people in your life. By delaying any kind of instant gratification and delaying that gratification for later on. Stop spending money on stupid things. Stop buying Air Jordans. Stop spending $700, $800 a month in car payments. Stop being a fool. Start investing your money. Start helping other people. Stop thinking all about yourself and what you're doing day after day. Start thinking about how you can help other people. Whatever it is, whatever talent that you have, that's how you can build wealth. That's how you can make money. By finding something that you can give to other people and help them solve that problem. But you do that by stop thinking about yourself and what you can get out of it, but focus first and foremost on what you can do for other people and helping them get to where they want to be. And stop being so selfish. Because when you stop being selfish and you focus on God and you focus on doing godly things and being content with what you have and where you're at, then you'll be able to amass true wealth both in this life and the life to come. Colossians chapter 3, verses 23 to 24. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men, since you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. So I encourage you, if you're struggling with money, if you're struggling with building wealth, if you're struggling trying to figure out why you're not making money, why you're not amassing anything, why you're just getting by day after day, and to be content with that, have godliness with contentment with that. But I encourage you to work at it with all your heart and work for the Lord, not for men. Whatever you do each day, whatever you're focusing on, focus on serving the Lord. Focus on presenting your best self. Focus on operating at the highest level possible, as if you're working for God, as if you are God himself serving men. Because you know that you will receive an inheritance from the Lord as a reward. It is the Lord Christ you are serving. And this, my friends, will keep you from making bad decisions and getting caught up in all kinds of harmful desires from the love and the path of money, from making stupid purchases, stupid decisions, getting caught up in the endless debt and slavery of in the chains of debt and mortgages and car payments and credit card bills and all these stupid things that they want to entrap you in. When you have godliness with contentment, that's great gain. And when you have these things, when you keep your life free from the love of money and you focus on godliness with contentment, all the other things will come into place. And you will begin to amass wealth in every facet of your life, with friends, in your bank account, with investments, but most importantly, in the life to come. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button. Links are down below in the description box. BereanMan.locals.com. I'm out.